Good morning, guys. Today I thought we'd take a look at a couple nicer dimes. Right here we have an 1891 O Cedar Liberty dime. Beautiful condition. Got full Liberty on it. Of course my phone won't pick that up, it'll look grainy. Love how the O's kind of cantered sideways on this coin. Kind of neat. Alright, next coin we're going to look at is a little bit older. Here we have an 1876 Philadelphia Mint. Full Liberty. Beautiful toning on it. This side looks like it's been rubbed on a little bit, or it was a light strike through grease. Could just be wear and tear though. Really hard to say. Alright, what else do we have we could look at that's pretty? How about some barbers? What do we got going on in the barbers? Alright, here's a nice one. Got a little bit of environmental damage on it, but it's a first year. 1892. I believe this is a Philadelphia Mint. Yeah. And really the only environmental damage on it is just this dark toning. It was dug up in a coal mining town, so you're going to have that. Beautiful coin though. Alright, let's see. Here's another nice coin with some undesirable toning on it. This is a 1900s Philadelphia Mint Barber. It's got full wreath on it, partial Liberty. Philadelphia Mint. And keep in mind, these are all metal detecting finds too. Most of my smaller silver has been dug out of the ground. The only silver that I usually do buy is bigger coins like Morgan's, piece dollars, half dollars, stuff like that. I find enough of this. I feel that there's no reason to buy it. Here is a 1910 Full Liberty Philadelphia Mint. Beautiful condition. These barber coins, when they got good details on them, they're such a beautiful coin. Look how like the eye and the cheek pops. Hold on and I'll get out a worn one. When the coin is heavily worn and circulated, kind of looks like a dude almost, huh? With spiked up hair. It's a millennial. Ah. No, I'm just kidding. No offense to any millennials out there. It was a joke. Yeah, 1910. Beautiful coin. You can actually see the cap on her and stuff. The wreath, the Liberty. You can see detail in her eye. Let's see. Here's a 1916. This is the last year for the barber. First year for the Mercury dime. This is another really nice detail coin. And I mean details as in the details of the coin, not a details grade. It's got full Liberty. You can see the cap. You can see wreath. You can see the detail in the eye, the definition in her ear and her cheek, the little curl of hair by your ear right there. That's usually one of the first things to wear down. Usually don't see that. Here you can see a lot of detail on the wheat stalks and the ivy going around. You can actually see the grains of the wheat. Pretty cool. Alright, let's see. What else we got going on? Here we go. This is a pretty nice one. This is a 1903 Philadelphia Mint. There's actually a video of me live digging this on my channel. There's actually videos of me live digging a lot of these. If not live digging, then just me digging them up. Man, that's got some nice details on it. Look at that. Yeah, I'm planning on going out maybe later and doing a little bit of metal detecting. I'm not sure yet. The boys just got home, hanging out with their friend over the weekend. Stayed the night at his house, so kind of hanging out with them. They're playing their video games, and we're all just hanging out in the living room. I thought I'd shoot a little video. Here's a 1913S. This is a key date Barber dime. Only 510,000 minted. Very low mintage coin. Very nice coin. Unfortunately, it is a metal detecting fine. It's cool that I found it metal detecting, but with that being said, it is unfortunate because if I ever decided to get this graded, it'd probably come back as environmental damage because of the toning, and it has a lot of wear on it. But like I said, it's a key date coin, only 510,000 minted, originally in 1913. So how many could have survived to now? Makes you wonder. Speaking of key dates, here's another 1896 Barber. This is a New Orleans mint. It only has 610,000 minted. It's pretty worn, but it's a metal detecting fine. And I actually found this at my old Garrett Ace 400 about 6 years ago. This is the very first key date coin I ever found. You might have to get some batteries out of the other room, buddy. Oh, the pack's loose. Okay, there's tape in there if you need tape. Sorry guys, talking about Xbox controllers. The battery pack gets loose on the back sometimes and then doesn't want to hold it in place, and the controller will turn itself on and off. Alright, let's look at some other nice condition coins. Here we go. Let's go to some foreign. Well, this could be considered colonial American. Here's a 1796 2 Real Carlos IV. This is a Madrid mint. This is minted in Madrid, Spain. You can tell easily, first of all, because it doesn't have the pillars of Hercules on it. Secondly, the M with the crown is Madrid, Spain. The M with the O above it is Mexico mint. This MF would be the mint official's initials at the time of minting. Yeah, pretty cool coin, really. Definitely one of my favorites. A little bit of toning, environmental damage, but that's to be expected. Alright. Here's one I just picked up. I was working on a South African typeset. Those of you that watch my channels will remember that. And it's kind of hard to catch it, but man, this coin has some amazing details on it. It's just darkly toned, and it's a 3 pence. So it is super small and hard to film in a flip. But this is an 1892. This is the first year. This would have been made in Germany. All the others after 1892 were minted in South Africa. This here is a 6 pence. It's 1894. It is actually a rare coin. But again, you can see it is dinged up and scratched up. But what do you expect when you go through the Boer Wars? 2 of them, I believe. So, you know, a lot of history. And being a South Africa shilling, that's a nice one. This is also an 1894. 1 shilling. This would be the equivalent of our quarter, pretty much. Alright, next up, we have a 2 shilling coin. This would be the equivalent of a 50-cent piece, and in my opinion, this has the best portrait on it that you can see. This is Paul Kruger. If you guys are into collecting coins, you may have heard of the Krugerrand gold and silver rounds, the gold rounds, Krugerrands, and the silver 1-ounce rounds. Well, this is the guy that started all that. He had a gold mine over there and a silver mine, and he was pretty much their leader. South Africa Republic, 1 florin. Love the designs on the back of these. 2 shillings is the equivalent of 1 florin. A florin is a term used in European coins. And then after this, you would have a half crown, which is 2 shillings and 6 pence. They kept their coins pretty close. Alright, what else we got going on here? Sticking to the world coins now. Here's a beautiful example of a Russian 10 kopeck. 50% silver. The South African stuff was 925. This here is 50%. Not the best silver, but this is also in 1916. This is the last year for this type of kopeck. This is also the year that Russia was knocked out of the war, and they had a revolution in Russia, and Nicholas II was dethroned. But I'll let you guys look into that. I'm not wanting to talk about all that history. Here's a nice example of a 20 kopeck. $1906. These would all been minted in Russia. Alright, what else can I show off? Okay, here we go. Let's go some old school US. This here is an 1847 seated Liberty half dime. It's probably in the VG to fine condition. If you get a jeweler's loop on it, you can see Liberty on the shield, but it is heavily worn. But to be had with metal detecting finds. Very nice coin. This is one of the few half dimes I've managed to dig. They're out there here in Ohio. I mean, you guys seen it. You can find Spanish silver here in Ohio. You can find European world coins from the 1800s. You just got to get in the right spot. Do your research. Research is key. Alright, next up, let's look at this 1832 US half dime. This one's a little worse for wear. It's a little misshapen. Probably got ran over by an ox cart or something at one time, but it's a beautiful coin. You can see Liberty across the headband or across the cap. 1832. Love the eagles on these. Beautiful coin. And let's look at a few more. Here's one you don't see a lot, and it's heavily worn. This is not a metal detecting find. I bought this. This is an ex-jewelry piece. This is an 1875 S 20-cent piece. Pretty cool coins. Now, one of these in like XF to AU condition would cost you hundreds and hundreds of dollars. But I got this jewelry piece for really cheap. I wish they would have had the tab on it still, but you can see where it used to be up there. I would have preferred it to still be a jewelry piece. It'd be more valuable to me in that form. Here's one of my favorite coins. This is a 1894 Queen Victoria shilling. 925 sterling. Just a cool design. Very cool. Alright guys, that's going to do it for me. I just thought I'd pop in, show a few coins while I was sitting here. I think I might go metal detecting, so wish me luck. I'll see you guys on the next adventure. Thanks for watching.